Let's begin by taking a look back at add-on software version 8. This is the first version that was developed using BBJ and the Barista application framework. Logging on here with a Barista user ID. So even in its earliest version, you can see the familiar multiple document interface, the menu panel on the left. So a good deal of the foundation was laid already in that first version. We have both a runtime and development environment here in the multiple document interface. In terms of developing, we see that we have the form manager from which I can call up forms to work on the visual aspect of the form, or take a look at call point code, what we call call point code, which would be the additional business logic that we are applying to the form. So the fundamentals are in place. Rudimentary security is in place as well to control which menu items the users see. We have functional forms, both in terms of a header detail form like we see here, where we've actually hooked a couple of tables together in a one-to-many relationship, as well as traditional single record at a time style form. In this case, we have a 3-tabbed form. We can launch a query in this earliest version as well, and this is a simple query that Barista constructs to do a select star, basically, on the table that underlies the form or the field we've clicked on. We have some control in this version over which columns we want to see on a user-by-user basis and in what order. And there's some filtering as well. So I could begin to do things like select a column that I want to filter, select an operator, a value, and now I'm filtered according to that state value that I supplied. We also have some capability to generate documents in this version. So if I flip to the reports menu, for example, let's take a look at this customer name and address listing. I can put in some runtime parameters, and then we will see the document output display, or what you'll hear us refer to as docout. We have the data from the report is presented here in a grid style format. Here is some information that it'll put at the top of the report. And here are my choices for output. So I can select to put this document, this data out in PDF format or CSV or text. And once I create that, it'll be saved in the appropriate place on disk. Now, there's also a document inquiry in this version that records the fact that I generated this document. And I can scroll across and get an indication of the path where it was stored. I can bring up a file explorer, find my way to the install directory, to the folder that was indicated in document inquiry, and here I should be able to bring up and see how this report looks once it's actually rendered as a PDF. So that's a quick look back at the initial version, version 8.